Girlypops, get your handbags ready. We're taking a trip to see our rock type cousins. Yay! I don't know if you can tell by the ratty wig and what you see before you, but I am going through something because I don't know why I decided to do this typing. Look, I do think that there is some interesting discussions to be had about the rock type, and I want to start weaving in some more unconventional types. I have no idea where this is going to go, but let's go ahead and figure out how Girlypop is every single rock type in the Pokemon universe. I'm talking about Mega Evolutions, Gigantamax forms, Pokemon that have changed to a rock type, if they've ever changed to a rock type. Let's get into it. So to start, let's talk about the tiers. The top tier is Mother. These Pokemon are definitely Girlypop, but they're giving you 120%. These are definitely the masterclass of their typing. Next, we have Girlypop. Self-explanatory. They're doing what needs to be done. They're giving what needs to be gave. The third tier is okay, now these Pokemon are normally versatile, but as you know, each typing sort of defines itself in a different way. So these are middle of the road. They can definitely be Girlypop, but they could definitely also not be. It just really depends on the context, really depends on what they're being placed with. The fourth tier is looks around. I fear we're going to really be exploring that tier with this typing, but I could be wrong, I could be wrong. And the last tier is skip. Like, no comment, you're not even in consideration. Moving on, next chapter, next novel, next season, next. Starting off with Geodude. This Pokemon quite literally represents being a rock. They're a rock. Look, okay, I'll be real. Geodude is a skip. We don't like seeing Geodude. Geodude quite literally for years and years, decades even, has been representative of being the Pokemon that we all collectively grown at. I do think Graveler, for some reason, is really interesting. I'll say it's looks around. There's definitely some potential there. Golem has a really fun design, but it's also looks around. I just think it's basic. Like the concept literally is, what if a rock was a Pokemon, you know? And like, I don't know how far you can go with that. The Alolan Geodude is also a skip. The Alolan Graveler more or less looks the same, so we'll say looks around. Now, I will say that Alolan Golem is finally giving us a concept that is really interesting. Its Pokédex entry is compelling, and considering the fact that this is the rock type, we really have to judge it within its own context. I do think that as a rock type, Alolan Golem it's giving something a little bit more. However, the mustache, the more masculine features, unfortunately do not give it Girlypop. However, I will say that it's okay because I can see it complementing a rock type team or a rock weighted team, like a team that has more rock types on it. So I'm gonna say it's okay. Onix, for some reason, I don't know. Skip, honestly. Ooh, I'm really scared. I'm really scared that this video is going to be all skips, but let's keep going. Rhyhorn is starting to develop. Within the original 150, let's give Rhyhorn some flowers. She is finally starting to say, okay, how can we sort of make rock a little bit more. Now, Rhyhorn itself is okay, but I will say that Rhydon, in comparison to what she is already competing with, that's Girlypop. I don't want to say it's Mother because it's not going all the way. And honestly, Rhyperior, it's like Rhyperior shows that they made a choice. Rhyperior is quite Girlypop phobic. Skip. I think Omanyte within this context is definitely Girlypop. Like, look at what she's already competing with. She's giving you a little bit of goofiness. She's giving you a little bit of cuteness. It's softer. It's a fun exploration of the rock type. So far, the rock type has literally been, okay, how can we turn a rock into an animate being? How can we give a rock consciousness instead of how can we explore what rock is? How can we explore it as a concept? Omanyte is definitely doing that. Amistar, I will have to say, is okay. I think it once again starts veering into, I don't know, like with the rock typing already being so harsh, I can't help but pine for softness. And this is a really fun stopping point because now I'm noticing something. When you want to give a Pokemon the Girlypop sort of label, the Girlypop categorization. We're asking for something more. As you can see from the rock type, it's not necessarily that these Pokemon have bad designs. I know already from the audience that we built on this channel, we do have a taste for all types of Pokemon. However, when we ask for Girlypop, the girls who get it. Like, we're the type of people who are cut from a cloth, who enjoy pushing the envelope, who enjoy pushing the boundaries. And the rock type quite literally stays rock. You know, like the grass type gives grass, but it also explores it in different ways. It tries to create a more horizontal mold for itself. The rock type is quite comfortable being very rocky. I think that we will start to get some diversity later on. And honestly, I ragged on Kabutops in the past video that I was in. I think that the Kabuto line gives some variation that is really interesting. Yeah, I think Kabuto, the little baby, is Girlypop. Like, it's cute. It's giving cuteness. It's a little bit spooky. It's a little bit weird, but like, look at her contemporaries. I can tell now that she's starting to create a newer identity within the rock type. Maybe she's not necessarily interested in being one of those girls who are like, yes, 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 mama. She just wants to stand out within her own lane, and you have to respect that. Now, Kabutops, I'm gonna say is okay. It's giving a little bit, compared to what we've seen so far, it's giving, here. You know? Aerodactyl looks around. A Mega Aerodactyl, skip. Bonsly. Now Bonsly is finally pushing the envelope. Bonsly and Sudowoodo. I think that they deserve mother. In this category, I think that they deserve mother. No. Sudowoodo goes too much into manly pop territory, and I think the way that I feel parched. As a Girlypop, I'm parched. I'm thirsting for any sort of Girlypop hydration in this situation. That seeing any sort of serve in general in the rock type, I feel forgiving, but I have to be, as a Girlypop expert, as a Girlypop connoisseur, I have to be very discerning with the way that I'm handing this out. Sudowoodo is a serve for sure, but it's not giving Girlypop. It's not. Ooh, it hurts to put it in okay, but it's not Girlypop. Shuckle. Shuckle really is just an icon, isn't she? I mean, as a bug type, she's mother. As a rock type, she's what? Let's say it together.
Mother.
Right. No explanation needed. Now, Magcargo. I think Magcargo is also giving Girlypop. So we started off quite weak. I'll be honest. We started off weak. The original 150, I think, is not very Girlypop. Let's be real. First impressions really mean a lot. And the rock type was very interested in like giving nothing at first. But hi, Magcargo. Thank you. Corsola. Let's say it together. 1, 2, 3. Mother. Corsola is the reason why I felt confident in doing this video. Corsola, she stands alone. And as the rock type girl, if there's any representation of what the potential of the rock type should be, Corsola's got it. Corsola's got it. Now, I'm going to say for Larvitar, it's okay. It's giving cute little baby. And when I put it here, I honestly think that it should be Girlypop. I don't really like this Pokemon, but with Girlypop rock type, I really, really need just any type of softness, any type of cuteness, squishy, funny. I don't know. It's giving little baby. Pupitar is a skip. I think that that's just like not it for me. Tyranitar is interesting. Tyranitar, I feel like the people who have clicked this video, and I honestly don't expect, this sounds really bad, but I honestly don't expect a lot of the girls to be showing up for this video, but it must be done. I'm a thorough researcher. I'm quite thorough with these things. I think it's important to give the highlights where they need to be. So the girls who have come for this video, I appreciate you being here. I really appreciate you locking in and really trying to get to the bottom of what Girlypop is and can be. And with Tyranitar, my exploration as a content creator and posting for as many years as I've had, Tyranitar does have some girls here. And I think that some girls will show up in the comments to say that. She's giving the same silhouette, the same motherness that like Kangaskhan gives, that Rhydon gives. I'm going to put it in a Girlypop. I think I'm gonna put it in Girlypop. I don't know why, but it's giving matriarch to me. Now Mega Tyranitar, much like the bug types, when they go Mega with the rock type, it's like, okay, skip. The Nosepass line, gives goofy pop, it gives manly pop. I want to say that these are okay. This is a interesting okay, but my gut tells me that they are okay because they can add personality to a rock type team or a rock focused team. You know, like maybe not all of the Pokemon are going to be rock types because let's be honest, if you're making a Girlypop rock type team, good luck, babe, by Chaperone. You got to work with what you've got, and they have a lot of personality. They have a lot of color. I'm not saying that you can't be masculine in the Girlypop category. We've put the likes of Gallade into Girlypop, but with the rock type, like I said, we really need, honestly, the bare minimum. Aron is a cutie pie. I think Aron's giving what Larvitar is giving, so I'll say that that's Girlypop. I think Laren kind of has a little bit of camp factor to its name. Aron, Laren. I'll say it's okay because that's a little bit funny. It puts a smile on my face. Aggron. It's got a cool design. It definitely has a cool design. I'll say looks around because good luck, babe, by Chaperone. Solrock, Lunatone. I gotta give them mother. I really have to give them mother because at this point, baby, I'm desperate for a concept. I really am. Okay. So now that we have a little bit of a list, let's stop, take a breath. That's mostly for me as my wig falls off of my head. Let's stop and take a breath and think about this. The rock type, if they're mother, it's because they're a standout. If they're mother, it's because they're a standout in the Pokédex in general. They're the saving grace of the typing. I'm just going to be honest. I've been trying to be forgiving. I've tried to be open, but we've done 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. We've done a lot of Pokemon. I'm not counting that much. I don't do math. I need anything. And if you're giving me something other than gray stones, gravel and pebbles, rocks, I'm happy. Lileep and Cradily. These are also mothering this category. Keyword this category. You hear what I'm saying? Like, they're mothering this category. I do think Anorith is a little bit of a dud as a Pokemon in general, but in this categorization, Girlypop. It's like if you're giving like Cherub, if you're giving Sweet Little Angel, if you're giving like, then I think you get Girlypop in the rock type category. Armaldo is still just like so goofy and weird, but I think that it could add personality to a Girlypop rock type team, right? Like it's giving the same energy that maybe Probopass could give. Now, Relicanth is interesting, and Relicanth also represents a trend that I'm seeing in this video series. This is actually new to the YouTube. In the TikTok, I've noticed trends, and I know that you guys have heard me talk about how like the TikTok girlies have helped me to sort of round out and make my understanding of what I'm trying to understand about why I like this stuff so much, how they've helped me to create more and more language and more explanations. The YouTube girlies have a reverence for the grandpa aesthetic. Like when Wordier came up, it was brought up. When Rabska was brought up, they brought it up again. I think Relicanth deserves, this is really crazy to me, I think Relicanth deserves Girlypop. I think that Relicanth is one of those like old maiden type of Pokemon that actually make it a concept that is so compelling that I have to give it Girlypop. I don't know. Now, Regirock. On the count of 3, we're not going to say mother. We're all going to say something else, right? And I want you guys to put it in the comments because I know that you know exactly what I'm talking about. 1, 2, 3. Shout out to the Regirock stan account on TikTok. They actually follow me. We're mutuals. I will take that to my grave. That's one of the most iconic Pokemon memes that have ever been made. The person behind it should know that they have contributed not only to the Pokemon fandom, but to pop culture in general. Thank you for your contributions. Oh, this wig is hanging on for dear life. Oh, God. Cranidos actually has like a really lovely and chic design. I think it's a really well drawn, well made Pokemon. I just don't think that it's Girlypop. It's looks around. It's looks around. It's looks around. It's cousin, it's sister, it's brother, it's you know, it's foil. Shieldon, their line I think serves a little bit more. I think that they aren't as chic or something like that, but I think that Shieldon itself is Girlypop. And Bastiodon, it looks around. I really am biased because Byron runs Bastiodon. Roggenrola is okay. It's okay. And I think its evolution line, I don't remember the second one. The second one's a skip to me. It's just giving rocks, but it's different colors. And Gigalith is pretty cool looking. I'll say it looks around. Dwebble isn't mothering in this category. It's not mothering in this category. It's Girlypop. And I think Crustle is also very Girlypop for this. Yeah. Like I'm thinking of like a Girlypop trainer. Like if we could make like a rock type Girlypop NPC and she's like, I'm gonna rock your world, sis. And like you battle her, she would definitely have a Crustle on her team because that's pretty cute for the rocks, you know? Tirtouga and Caracosta are giving exactly what Cranidos give. Not only do they have the same colors, but they have like a really sleek, chic, sophisticated design, but it's also like kind of boring to me. I'm gonna say looks around for that. Looks around. Archen and Archeops have this energy about them that gives like chaotic, fun, queer. And even though Girlypop doesn't necessarily always have to be like queer coded or femme coded, we've had this discussion over and over again. It definitely does have a lot of viability in it. So let's just be real. I'll say Archen is Girlypop, and so is Archeops. I like them. I like them for the Girlypop categorization of the rock type. Terrakion is a skip. I don't know. If you're legendary, I'm going to be harsher on you, and I just think that we literally forgot about it the moment that it came out. The Binacle line is interesting as well because they're giving the same energy that the Archen line was giving. It's like the chaotic he they. Do you get what I'm saying? It's very much chaotic he they. I want to say that Binacle is Girlypop and Barbarical is okay. Yeah. I'm okay with that. I think Tyrunt also, no, Tyrunt is going to be okay. And its evolution is starting to become looks around. These are also very nicely designed Pokemon. And I think of all the fossil types, this one, as well as Aurorus, are probably my personal favorites of the fossils. But I don't think that they're giving what they need to give, especially when you consider the fact that they debuted alongside the next mother. Yeah. The Aurorus line is fully mother. This is one of the most gorgeous Pokemon. I'm obsessed with these Pokemon. Their stance, their look, it's graceful, it's grand. And honestly, I fear Lapras. Lapras suppresses her every time she gets, because you know Lapras is one of those girls that has like, she's definitely been in the industry for a minute, because ever since Aurora showed up, it's like, why don't we talk about her more? I fear that Lapras is, I don't know. Maybe I'm crazy. Tell me that I'm crazy. I don't know. Carbink is so iconic that people literally still want them to retroactively turn it into Dianci's like baby first stage evolution. I'm gonna say it's mother, especially for the rock type category. Carbink shows in a contemporary sense what the rock type could be if we leaned more into motherness. I will always give credit to Carbink for that. I'm going to go ahead and say, because I don't know why, but we all tangentially think of Dianci after we think of Carbink. Let's go 1, 2, 3 on this one too, just for the fun of it, because we're not going to get a lot of it. 1, 2, 3. Mother. And then Mega Dianci, girl. 1, 2, 3. Mother. Now let's go back to Minior. I wanted to do each color of Minior. And I don't know why, because each color of Minior is honestly pretty iconic. They're all Girlypop. Minior is one of the coolest Pokemon. You can look back if you ever like have free time and look at like a clip of me playing the latest DLC of Pokemon Scarlet and Violet and screaming at the top of my lungs when I found out that Minior was in the game. Minior is one of my favorite Pokemon of all time. I have a shiny of it. I want every single color of it. And if I get super, super crazy, I want a shiny of each form, even though you don't even get to see the shiny. That's how much I love Minior. It's just such a cool Pokemon. The concept of it is really cool. They're really fun to play with. They hatch. It's almost like it's like a little gachapon almost. You never know what you're gonna get. Hisuian Avalugg is a skip. Now Lycanroc. Lycanroc actually is a really interesting concept, and I think it's one of the most fun rock types that are out there. I don't know if it necessarily deserves mother. I do think that they're Girlypop though. I think that Rockruff is Girlypop, and all the Lycanroc forms except for the Midnight form deserve Girlypop as well. The Midnight form is okay. I think that it could complement a more spooky rock team. It's like we're going too much into spooky pop, but as you can see, I'm being quite forgiving with some of the rock types because I can see their potential. Yeah, I think it's okay. It's okay. I think Nihilego is girly pop as well. It's giving a really cool concept, but it's also like kind of flowy and fun. It's got a cool color scheme and a cool silhouette. I don't think Stakataka is girly pop. It is interesting. I think you could add some comedic elements with Stakataka. I'm gonna say looks around though. Looks around. Dreadnought is also one of my favorite Pokemon of all time. I mean that I know that sounds a little bit crazy maybe coming from me, but I do have a quite diverse taste. Don't let all the pinkness fool you. That being said, it's not girly pop. I'm gonna say it's looks around, and then its Gigantamax form is a scab. I'll be real. The Roly-Poly line, I don't want to call it filler, but it's kind of giving filler Pokemon. I don't want to reduce the efforts that any artist has put in to designing any Pokemon because I can't imagine what it's like to be a video game developer, video game designer, an artist, or anything for the highest selling multimedia franchise in the world. I mean, I'm sure that the pressure is really, really dense, but in comparison to what it debuted beside, the Roly-Poly line is a skip for everything except for the final evolution. I'm talking about the Gigantamax too. Like, Gigantamax is also a skip. However, there's a legacy with Colossal. Colossal, I was like skipping. I wasn't into it whatsoever at all until I started hatching eggs in Pokemon Sword and Shield. And there's this imagery of like Colossal being this sort of misunderstood, misrepresented, maybe her first impression is like sort of giving the wrong impression, but she sort of holds all the eggs and keeps them warm and helps them hatch faster. I really love that, and for that I'm giving Colossal girly pop. I don't know how I feel about Stonjourner. I don't really like it. It's a strong concept, but it also like looks so like goofy, but not in a complimentary way. Sorry, it's a skip. I don't like that Pokemon. Hisuian Growlithe is definitely girly pop. This is a really fun Pokemon, especially for the rock typing. I am very comfortable giving it girly pop. For its other typing, when we hit the fire typing, I don't know how I'm going to rank it. And for Arcanine, I'll say it's girly pop as well. Arcanine is sort of giving the same energy that Lycanroc is giving. Like, it's that dog. Like, I don't know. They say dogs are a man's best friend, but I like to say that a dog is a girly pop's best friend, as well as a cat, or a bird, or a hamster, or any sort of Pokemon that's coded like a domestic animal. I mean, we love pets. Kleavor, no matter how you spin it, is a skip. Like, bug typing, it's an abysmal skip. On the rock typing, it's even more embarrassing for you, girl, because look at the competition here. Like, why did y'all... Nacli gave a little remix. Nacli said, what if we remix this concept of like being a rock, but like actually like being a rock, you know? Nacli is fun, especially in the 3D setting. I love that they did such a geometric Pokemon because there's such an obsession with fidelity, with polygons, with like how dynamic can we make the shapes of these Pokemon, or how dynamic can we make the shapes of any video game in general now that we have 3D and it's becoming so accessible to so many devices. And then the designer behind Nacli said, what if we brought back Minecraft? And like, as like strange as that is, and I know that like some of like the old heads found it a little bit contentious to see a very Minecraft coded Pokemon, I lived for the camp factor. I'm gonna say that Nacli is definitely girly pop. I think that its second evolution stays girly pop, and you know what? A Gargonackle is a girly pop too. It's just the concept is too fun. It's too fun. It's too different. You know, like I gotta give. No, because I'm looking at Sudowoodo. Okay, Gargonackle needs to be an okay, but it is a fun concept. Second evolution has to be okay as well. Yeah, I'm okay with that. Cloth, if we were talking about the shiny, I would be so obsessed with it, but Cloth in general, I can't help but compare it to the legacy of all the other previous crabs that have come before it. It's just like, it becomes like a nothing type of Pokemon. It's stepping into a lane that already exists, and then it doesn't really give anything else. It's just like, hey, I'm another one, and you gotta give me something. I'm gonna say it's okay because you aren't flopping as hard as some of the girls in Looks Around, but You're close. You're close. Glimmet and Glimora, I feel like get a bad rap, especially when you're thinking about the rock typing, because look at this. A lot of people hate on Glimmet and Glimora, and I don't get why. Where did y'all pick that up? Because I think that these are really cool Pokemon. When I saw them in the wild for the first time, I was immediately interested. I think Glimmet and Glimora deserve to be Girlypop. They give a story, they give a narrative, they give something vivid. They add an element of imagery to a team that you haven't really seen before. What is this? Iron Thorns? Skip. And then the other iron, what bundle? But iron skip. And I don't know why I put Cornerstone Mask on here twice, but really honestly, Ogerpon competing with the rock types. I love that Ogerpon keeps showing up like, hey, can I be a rock type too? Yeah, you're a Girlypop if you're a rock type. You can be Girlypop up there. And I guess we'll put the other one up there too. So there we go. So thank you guys for watching. I think this was an interesting one. I think this kind of gives us a different flavor of Girlypop. It helps us to have a better understanding of Girlypop in general. I know that a lot of people aren't going to click on this one first thing. Maybe you will. And if you do, then I'm going to be pleasantly surprised. But for me, maybe personally, I wanted to do something that sort of broke up the pacing. I know that we're like doing like really conventional Girlypop typings. I'm really passionate about this and I like discussing it in every angle. And I hope that maybe by doing this, I've represented some of the girls who have a more unconventional taste, who still think that rock types have viability for Girlypop. This was a really fun one to do. I want the rock type girlies to weigh in and let me know what they think about my opinions. The rock type does have a lot of potential. I mean, Dianci definitely, when we're talking about mothers, creates a very amazing imagery of how grand and beautiful and elegant and cutesy even the rock type can be. We have the likes of Carbink as well, Corsola, stuff like that. I really hope that in the future we get to see more of that. And when you see stuff like this and when you have this discussion, it makes me excited for Generation 10 and future generations because there's a lot of room. Like even in the bug typing, which has a very diverse representation of tons of different aesthetics and tons of different tastes, you could still see when we were ranking it all out how much potential is there for the future of it. And I think the rock type is quite literally primed to become really iconic if they just lean a little bit more into it. So thank you guys for watching. When we finish up the Girlypop log, I do want to start weaving in new types of videos, but right now I can only really handle those two series. But yeah, we're almost done with the Girlypop log, so we'll definitely be talking about some other things. Thank you guys so much for supporting this channel. Thank you guys so much for getting me to 10K, and I hope to see you next time. Bye!